Welcome to WYCE's Community Close-Up. Community Close-Up is our weekly public affairs program produced in partnership with the Rapidian, a hyperlocal news service here at the Grand Rapids Community Media Center. Community Close-Up seeks to bring you a diverse perspective of viewpoints from community leaders throughout West Michigan. This is WYCE Station Manager Phil Tower. It's a pleasure to welcome back to this program Jazz McKinney. They are the executive director of Grand Rapids Pride Center. Everything we talk about today, just about everything, will be at grpride.org, grpride.org. And it's good to catch up with you, Jazz. We're a week from PrideFest, which blows my mind. I'll ask you the obvious question. Are you ready yet?
Am I ready? Oof. Well, there's the obvious I was born ready answer, but nope, I'll be ready on the 21st, though.
That's all that matters. That's
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 what
all that.
matters.
You ever just like to sit back where you've got a great perspective of the crowd and just kind of incognito take it all in? Do you ever try to do that?
I do actually. So I do actually have a great spot where I can see the crowd and kind of take it all in and, kind of have the overview, of operations. So it's an amazing feeling every year. I've been in charge of the Pride Festival now for the past 4 years, and every year it's brilliant. I love it.
And I think people really look forward to this, like few festivals in West Michigan. And it's weird, Jazz. We haven't talked about this. There's no festival Grand Rapids this year. So people, that was kind of the kickoff of festival season. So a lot of people
Yeah.
going, how's this going to go? But I mean, you have built-in loyal followers. People just need to feel the love every year, and they show up. It is Saturday the 21st, Sunday the 22nd, both days filled with things to do. We're going to talk about that, but we want to first get an update on the GR Pride Center. They work to create positive change for the two SLGBTQ plus community by breaking down barriers, educating, providing inclusive services, and most importantly, bridging relationships. It's 2025, but there's still a lot of work to be done, Jazz. What are you and your team at the Pride Center
Absolutely.
busy and focusing on?
Exactly what our mission says. Like, we are working hard every day. It's a catch-22, Phil, because a lot of folks know us for the Pride Festival, but which is our biggest event, and definitely our most fun event. But we're doing this work 365, 366, depending on the year. We're on the ground. We're a community center. We are, engaging with our community on lots of different levels. We're working with folks that are in dire need. We just added like more services. A super exciting thing is we were actually able to hire an in-house therapist this year,
Oh, that's fantastic.
that's able to handle, yeah, like our crisis walk-ins and kind of some very short-term therapy. So that's been going great. Our therapy assistance program, where we financially help folks get therapy, outside therapy, that's been growing. Our essential needs pantry, where we're helping to provide those essential needs for folks who might not be able to afford it. That's been going really well. But I mean, the most important thing is just being there for our community. It's a
Right.
hard time right now. Like, it seems like every day we're hearing something else that this administration is doing to try to erase us or, negate us or just, disparage us. So it's constant. And so just being there for our community, letting them know that we're there for them and that we're on the ground, fighting for them. We're there for them with services, but we're also on Capitol Hill. We're in Lansing. We're in, all these places, fighting from that angle as well. So all while also, of course, planning the Pride Festival.
Yeah, that's got to happen because you do need to celebrate in the middle of the challenges, which are ongoing. And, like you said, really, if there's anything that came out of what you just said, Jazz, it's advocacy,
Hmm.
advocating for people who feel they don't have a voice or someone, that phrase, I got your back. You got a lot of backs. I
Absolutely.
got you.
Absolutely.
And it's so important for people to feel like they have a safe place, place where they can be seen and heard and loved and recognized and supported. And I want to go back to what you said about having a therapist on site for trauma and just when life happens, when someone has been kicked out of a home or had a unfortunate traumatic situation, which could manifest itself in any number of different ways. The Pride Center is a refuge for those people. It's a place where they can reach out to you. How do most people who need your services, your support groups, how do they generally get in touch with you, find out about you?
Lots of different ways, actually. I'm surprised every day how folks hear about us. I would say our biggest is word of mouth. Folks who've utilized our services go and tell other people, "Hey, you should check out the Pride Center. They have what you need." And if they don't, they certainly know who to contact that might have what you need. So word of mouth is huge. Social media, of course, but we get a lot of walk-ins as well, folks that just kind of search us and walk in and, just say, I don't even know what I need, but I know I need help. And we have folks that are willing to walk through that journey with them. We understand that folks, especially when they're, maybe struggling or maybe, in a crisis situation, they don't have time to long-term plan. They're worried about what's happening right now in this moment. And so my staff are great at walking alongside folks wherever they're at. Sometimes it's just, hey, come sit down with us and come eat a snack. We have snacks in our office, water. Sometimes you'll walk in our office and you might just see somebody sleep on a couch just because they needed to take a nap. And that's okay. Hey, I want to take a nap sometimes too.
Naps are underrated, Jazz. Naps are very under.
Truly.
Jazz McKinney is with us on WICE's Community Close Up. They are the executive director at the Grand Rapids Pride Center, grpride.org. And I know if you are in the Easttown area, you probably know where they are. The Pride Center is on Atlas Street, Atlas Southeast. Great street, very accessible and just perfect for the neighborhood you're in, but also accessible from people all over the city. Grand Rapids is a big city, and if you live in Wyoming and you need to reach out, as you just heard Jazz say, you're welcome from wherever you are. Walk-ins are always welcome. And it's important to remember, you mentioned the uncertainty with this presidential administration, budget cuts, threats of pulling funding for just about every imaginable program. And it's a scary time. It's an uncertain time. But, the Pride Center has been through, and previous teams, we've all been through difficult times, and it's just about
Mhm.
enduring. I don't know if you want to talk about that. I don't hear despair or I know Jazz McKinney would never wave a white flag and say we give up. We're just going to fold up and close our door. That's just not that's not in your fiber. You're just not that
No,
person.
absolutely not. Nope. As
No,
long as there are people out there that need us, we're gonna fight. We're gonna try to do what we can to make sure they get what they need. But yeah, I mean, I love our staff, and my team because we can be real with each other and yeah, we know what's happening, right? Like we know what's happening out there, but we take time to be able to experience
right.
all of the feelings all of the time whenever we need to. So it doesn't feel overwhelming at times to like we're not like trying to hold it together, where it's like, oh, I'm at work. I can't feel sad. No, feel sad. There's some stuff happening that should make you feel sad. But also, if you want to feel joy, Pride Festival is a great place to feel joy, but I want folks to feel that joy all year round. Like Pride Festival is 2 days this year, so I can't even say 1 day anymore, but two days to feel joy. But that shouldn't be the only time that we can feel joy. And sometimes we have to take joy in small bits. I feel sometimes we get so caught up in, oh, we need to feel joy all the time overall. it's, in times like this, we have to learn how to take it moment by moment, and you can feel joy right now and then feel sad 2 minutes later, and both of those things are okay. And I feel like my team does an amazing job at that. Like we have some very real conversations with us, between us, but also with the community. That's how we get through it, is not ignoring what's happening, but also not allowing what's happening to consume us either, because, we still have things that we have to continue to work on. And we know that we're also fighting back against things that are happening, but also, paying attention to our, elders, and listening to their wisdom, and what have they gone through. They've been through these things before, and listening to our ancestors, obviously they've been through these things. So unfortunately, some of the things that are happening today isn't new. As stressful as it is and as horrible as it is, some of these things aren't new. So it's really also trying to listen to that collective wisdom that we have within ourselves, and using that to continue to move forward each day.
And I want to lift up you, Jasmine McKinney, for your leadership. You are a great leader for Pride Center, and a great leader knows that tough times will last, but tough people outlast those tough times. So, a shout out to you and your,
Absolutely.
and we really appreciate what you are doing here in West Michigan for so many people. The Pride Fest happens on June 21st and 22nd. As you heard Jazz say, this is a 2 day celebration. 37 years ago, the first Pride celebration was actually held in Monroe Amphitheater, downtown GR, and it's grown bigger and bigger every year. It's now one of the largest festivals in Grand Rapids, attended by so many people. And really, it's just, I guess, let's just quickly, I've got about 3 minutes less. Let's give an overview of the festival. It runs both days. Sunday is not an afterthought. You've got great programming on both days, Jasmine McKinney.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we were very intentional, if we were going to add a second day, that the second day needed to be just as great as the day that people are used to. So, yeah, it runs on the 21st. Our Saturday is 12 to 10 p.m. And then on Sunday is 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. And we have great entertainment happening all throughout both days, great headliners. Our headliner on Saturday, we just released Tunde Alanarin, an amazing queer artist. And on Sunday, our headliner is Ali and AJ. Amazing, especially from Disney, folks that grew up on Disney, like a lot of them will recognize them from there. So we have great headliners, great entertainment, of course, our staple, drag shows. We have multiple drag shows all day. We also are featuring a lot of local talent as well. We have comedy, we have spoken word. And so, we also try to mix it up as well. So it's not just the same all day. But, and then, of course, we have our street festival, our street fair, where we have over 175 vendors. We have our amazing food court area. And this year we have about 25 food trucks in our court. And I think the beautiful thing about having a 2 day festival is you get to experience a little bit of something new each day. Not every vendor is going to be there both days. So even if you wanted to come down both days, you'll experience some new vendors, you'll experience some new food trucks, you'll definitely experience new entertainment. It's not just like, oh, we just added a second day. Like, no, we wanted it to be just as amazing the second day as well, to be able to experience that. So yeah, the hope is that it is just as amazing, but double the fun.
I like how you said that. And it's also one of your most important fundraisers of the year. The admission to Pride Fest is free, but donations are a big part of it. There'll be a lot of things that you can take part in, learn how you can support Pride Center here in West Michigan, here in Grand Rapids. And most of all, just attend. The hours are Saturday the 21st from noon to 10 p.m., Sunday, June 22nd from noon to 8 p.m. at Calder Plaza in downtown GR. If you go to grpride.org, there is a great link with all kinds of information about Pride Fest, volunteer opportunities, vendor information. And I know, Jazz McKinney, you are still looking for sponsors if someone wants to jump on board and help support this by writing a check. That's very welcome as well. That
Absolutely.
never hurts, right? Absolutely. And again, brpride.org is where you can get more information on Pride Fest. I knew this was going to be something that would go real fast. We're just about out of time. Anything you want to quickly share with our listeners, Jasmine Kitty?
Yeah, just come out, support, have a good time. It's also, family friendly. It's all ages, and we let people determine what that means to them. And we're also still looking for more volunteers, even though it's next week. Come on, you can still sign up, come volunteer. And if you volunteer, we give you a free meal and we give you a free t-shirt. So
What is
come
he?
hang out with us, have a good time.
You heard it. That's a great sales job. And most importantly, find out how you can volunteer and support this great community event at grpride.org. Thank you, Jasmine Kinney. Jasmine Kinney is the executive director of the Grand Rapids Pride Center. More at grpride.org. They have joined us on this edition of WYCE's Community Close Up. We remind you, Community Close Up is our weekly public affairs program produced in partnership with the Rapidian at the Grand Rapids Community Media Center. This is WYCE station manager Phil Tower. Hey, let's do this again next week right here on WYCE.